Okay, that sucks.
I don't
Yeah.
think we do.
Oh, that prompter is upside down. The prompter's upside down on 1. Sharon? Sharon? The prompter is inside out.
This is Daily Blast Live. We're talking about what you're talking about. Real, honest, entertaining, live. DBL starts right now.
All right, welcome to Daily Blast Live. Little hand sanitizer.
Yeah.
It is Monday, March 23rd. I am here with Al. I'm Tori. All right, let's be honest, since that is the show. We all know the world looks very different these days, right? I did my own hair and makeup.
I did too.
How do you think I
This
look?
morning, my girl Merritt did it.
Yeah?
Yes,
It
we
looks
got a
good.
tutorial from Jeray, so I think we're okay.
Okay, I might be wearing too much, and if
No,
there's a
it's
hair
good.
over here, just tag #hair and I'll fix it. Thanks, y'all. We want to offer you a DBL here. What we want to do is a human connection. That's what we really want, because we are all in this together. Now, technically, I want to let you know behind the scenes, there's only 3 of us here in the studio right now. We're going to take this shot here so you can see. Now, we'd show you how empty it is all around, but we've lost our steady cam. In fact, all of our camera operators are now at home. We love you. We now see how much we need you. So things might look a bit
I knew
different.
then.
Yeah. I can tell now this prompter's the wrong side out, so I'm going to stick with this. All right. So please bear with us. We're not going to be perfect, as you see, but let DBL be your mac and cheese, your comfort food, a place to get some good information.
Yes.
And we want to hear from you, DBL Nation. Tell us what you're going through. Send us your stories and comments. We're listening, but mostly, and I can speak for Al here, you're helping us literally get through this together. So go to our social pages on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter. Remember, we got this, and bear with us and let us be as natural as possible and deal with it like with you.
Yeah.
Yeah, right? Are
This
you
is
mac
natural.
Are you mac or cheese?
I was just like, you're saying let us be our mac and cheese, but like there's no bacon crumbles in there? Come on, we can't have bacon.
Just the bacon crumble.
There we go, and I need
Jeff
the
can be
hard cheese on top.
That's
All right. Let's go.
Okay, well, let's start with some news headlines right now. Over half of America is on lockdown. Businesses are bordered up and people are sheltering at home to try and stem the tide of coronavirus cases. Now, the president announced he has deployed the National Guard to 3 states hardest hit by the virus. We have California, we got New York, and we got Washington State. Now, the National Guard will help build hospitals and distribute much-needed supplies. I know it can be scary seeing that, but they're there to help. Meantime, let's go to Congress. They'll be voting later today on a giant stimulus package, which they failed to pass yesterday. So what does this mean for you guys watching right now? Well, getting a check for up to $1,200, but only if you qualify. So that's part of what they're debating right now. Only people making less than $75,000 will get the full amount, and it will go down the more you make. How do you feel about this?
I mean, obviously, I'm all for the most in need get the most. I'm fine with that. But I think that a lot of times, no matter what your level of income is, your expenses kind of match your income. So if your income is 0 and you make $30,000 a year, that's going to be tough to meet your needs. And if your income is 0 and you make $100,000 a year, but you have $90,000 of expenses, you have a bigger home, more car. I know people don't want to hear that, but it's just how human beings tend to live. And it's you know, when people go, I can't believe that celebrity went broke. Well, they had celebrity expenses, you know? So it's hard to think that some people will get payment and some won't, but I just want everybody to get some kind of sustenance because it's really scary right now.
That's true. Now, we're going to get the iPads up here so we can take a look at what you're writing in. But I think rent and mortgage freezes would be very helpful right now. Italy implemented that. I know a lot of you wrote me over the weekend saying, I just want to survive. I don't know how to eat, and I can't pay my rent or my utilities. So
I mean, the worst than being sick is being shamed for not being able to make your rent. And like I said, we're a hardworking country. People have so many, we call them side gigs, but really they're part-time jobs. Uber, Postmates, picking up extra shifts at the bar. The bar doesn't exist anymore. You know, Uber is, no one's going going anywhere. There are no hotels. So the fact that you can't work, don't be ashamed about that, because when you had the opportunity, you did. So I just want everybody to listen to understand that you have nothing to be ashamed about. No one saw this coming.
I completely agree with you. And now, as we said, half the country's on lockdown, and almost everyone has been told to self-isolate, but that didn't stop people from showing up. I know, you're all groaning at the TVs, in droves to the beaches and boardwalks in Southern California. Now, in New York, public parks were packed over the weekend, and as you can see, people were not keeping 6 feet apart. Meantime, this is my hometown in D.C. The famous cherry blossom still lured people out to come and see, prompting officials there to close the streets down. And my mom said the subway also was shut down because it was just an enormous amount of people. So what can you expect if people are still gathering together outdoors? Well, a lot was made about spring breakers, right? Remember this?
Yes.
Who took to those Florida beaches despite the warnings. Well, now 5 students from the University of Tampa have tested positive after recently returning from a spring break trip.
Yeah.
Spring break, not so cool.
Well, I hope they had fun.
Yeah.
Like I said, I hope it was worth it. I mean, because what they did, and I'm trying to not be 42-year-old Al.
Yeah.
Let me be 21-year-old Al, you know, and I went to Cancun too and had a good time. But, you know, this is, you know, first of all, they shouldn't have had the opportunity to go to the beach. The mayor, the governor should have closed the beaches because, unfortunately, we can't depend on people to make the right decision. But the selfish decision they had to get together, congregate, party, not separate in social distance, then get on airplanes and go somewhere. Totally. That means those airplane employees then went somewhere. I mean, the fallout from their party, I mean, could be felt for years.
I completely agree. And just remember, I was 21 too, and if I could risk a life, I wouldn't have taken that risk. I mean, just think with common sense. All right, well, a lot of people are really feeling isolated, and we get you. We totally understand. Leaving grocery stores as one of the very last places you can still go. But if you've gone recently, chances are you've seen a lot of empty shelves. Some people are turning to comfort foods, like Al and I are mac and cheese, and Jeff is the bacon crumble, and other items to try and make themselves feel good.
Why are they all dressed like Easter eggs?
It seemed pastel.
Yes, it was very like the Bahamas down there.
Like la 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 la. Mia said the Lido deck. It's my hair, okay? So my question is, have you made any strange purchases, first off? And then, like, what's your step at the grocery store? Do you do the wipe? Do you do the masks, the gloves?
Okay.
Talk to me through
all right,
the alcohol.
Really quickly, I take a Lysol wipe in there with me. I hold the handle with the Lysol wipe. I pick up stuff with the Lysol wipe it down, put it in the thing, and then when I go to check out, I Lysol wipe the screen because I do the self-checkout. Yeah, I mean, I know it's probably running a little low. I want to get my money's worth. What do I know? I don't know.
Using that wipe.
Not a doctor.
No. Are you buying anything weird?
Lots of stay-at-home cookies. I've just been oven-baked cookies. Yeah.
Oven-baked cookies. Okay. I'm doing a lot of like ramen and miso.
Oh, all right. So now you're going back to college. I like it.
Yeah, I'm definitely going back to college. All right. We do also have to take today to remember Kenny Rogers. The country music legend died on Friday of natural causes. He was 81 years old. Kenny was inducted into the Country Music Hall of Fame in 2013. He sold more than 50 million albums in the U.S. alone and had 24 #1 hits, including my favorite song, The Gambler. Take a look.
You got to know when to hold up, know when to fold up, know when to walk away, and know when to run.
I love that song.
Yeah.
It was sitting at the table. That's not good, I realize.
That was pretty good.
Like
I forgot how much I liked that song.
It's such a good song. Celebrities did react to the news of Kenny's death, including Dolly Parton, man. She is such a treasure, who posted this video tribute. Let's take a look.
I loved Kenny with all my heart. My heart's broken, and a big old chunk of it has gone with him today. And I think that I can speak for all his family, his friends and fans when I say that I will always love you.
Oh, if you didn't know, Dolly Parton wrote "I Will Always Love You" that Whitney Houston made.
I did not know that.
She wrote that.
Oh,
Dolly is
look
Dolly.
at that.
And not only that, people are making great memes about Kenny Rogers. He really knew when to fold them.
Yeah.
Because it's like, oh, this coronavirus.
Hey, 50 million albums, what did it say? 24 #1 hits?
Totally.
I think he's good.
I think he's doing good. Rest in peace, Kenny. Coming up, we're getting your coronavirus questions answered. Dr. Pyle Coley is back with important information to keep you and your loved ones safe. So don't go away. How's everyone? My hair look okay?
Looking good.
It looks kind of dead and my eyes look closed, but I'm here for you. Welcome back to DBL. The coronavirus is disrupting life as we know it. But one woman wasn't going to let it get in the way of sharing life-changing news with her grandpa. This story makes me cry. I spoke to Carly Boyd earlier in today's DBL Spotlight. Enjoy. Carly Boyd! Congratulations on your engagement. Mazel, mazel, mazel tov. Show us the ring. The DBL Nation wants to see. There it is.
Okay.
Yay! Thank you for joining us. There is a really touching photo of you sharing the engagement news with your grandpa through a window. I want you to just tell me about that moment.
I would say it was very powerful emotions going on during that moment. I was very happy that I was able to see him in person, to tell him rather over the phone. I was also a little upset that I couldn't hug him and really physically touch him and show him the ring. But the overall emotion was happiness that I was able to be there and be there with him.
That's amazing. It is a very bittersweet. I can definitely understand. We keep it real here. So I can understand not being in your grandpa's arms and sort of being surrounded by him. It was emotional for you. What would it mean for you to be able to have your grandpa at your wedding? I know that's so important to brides.
Well, you see, I plan on doing my wedding probably not this December, but next December. So I'm really hoping that the coronavirus will be over by then.
Yeah.
And it would really mean a lot for him to be there and be a part of that, because I know that he would enjoy it very much and be very happy to be there.
Wow, we are praying for him and you that he gets to be there. Now, I bow down because you are a nursing student, and I believe you own the crowns. You are the soldiers on the front line, so you must have a good sense of what's happening right now with the coronavirus. Does all of this make you think differently about the wedding planning, meaning some things just aren't as important? Does that make sense?
Like I said, it's going to be, I don't plan on planning my wedding at the moment. Like, I'm going to wait a little while. And so I'm hoping, like I said, I'm hoping that all of this is over with, because I'm supposed to graduate this coming May.
That's amazing. I wanted to ask you, too, will the vows be something that'll be a little bit more heartfelt or specific because of this and how you've gone viral?
I really haven't thought that far ahead, so I'm not sure. I might include it or I might not. I haven't really thought that far ahead.
That's amazing. Well, listen, from all of us here, I know it's no one you know and there's no hug, but Carly Boyd, congratulations from all of us at DBL. We are so pleased for you and your future and for your grandpa. But may I say one last time, thank you for being a nursing student. We cannot thank you enough. Thank you for chatting.
Thank you.
So our camera one's not working. I told you we're going to be perfect. Okay, great. The monitor's not on. So I just wanted to say very quickly, if you're watching us right now and you are a healthcare worker, or you are a nurse, or you're a grocery store worker, we give an extra shout out to you. We can't underestimate how much you are the soldiers and you're working without equipment. We'll be right back.
Attention Medicare beneficiaries. This is an important announcement about your Medicare
Welcome back to Mac and Cheese, aka DBL. We're
like
all
that.
about facts, remember that, not fear, and providing you information to keep you and your loved ones safe. Through it all, we've had our own warrior, Dr. Payal Kohli, and she joins us live. I miss her. I love her. She's been wonderful to answer your questions about the coronavirus. So I want to start, Dr. Kohli, with the latest headlines. So hospitals, dire conditions. Tell me, not just in Italy, but all over. Before we get to the question, I want to point out what exactly nurses and doctors are going through. So we have a tweet, Dr. Kohli, from a nurse that's going viral, no pun intended. It says, quote, "This is the face of someone who just spent 9 hours in personal protective equipment, moving critically ill COVID-19 patients around. I feel broken, and we are only at the start." More nurses are replying to her tweet with selfies of themselves after long shifts. You're going to see a lot of these. Dr. Kohli, can you first explain why a mask and gown shortage is such a big deal? And then let us know, the entire DBL Nation, I'm looking at you guys, how can we donate safely any extra masks?
Yes, Tori. So thank you so much for sharing that tweet, because it's one of the most important things we need to be talking about right now. And our experience in Italy has actually shown us that if we don't have the masks, the gowns, the goggles, the protective equipment that we need, our mortality rate will be like their mortality rate, which is actually 9%. So almost triple of what it was. And as you saw in the pictures there, the personal protective equipment being reused, meaning wearing the same mask all day long, you can imagine the humidity that builds up inside the mask, inside the gown. You know, people are sweating, and that increases the risk to the healthcare worker, but also to the patients that they're caring for. So this practice that we're having to adopt of having to reuse our personal protective equipment not only increases risk to ourselves, but also to the patients that we're treating, because we could be taking infection from one room to the next.
Man, stay hydrated. Please, doctors, nurses, please take time to drink. Go
Yes,
ahead.
definitely. All right, Doc, I'm just going to ask you this because, I mean, we all know that some of us will not have masks. So what other ways can we help out doctors and nurses?
So I think the most important way to do so is the first step is to stay home, as we keep saying, because if you're not getting the infection, you're staying out of the hospital, that's going to decompress the system. The other thing along those same lines that you can do is actually to cancel elective visits. So I know a lot of people want to come in and check in with their doctor, but now is not the time to do anything elective. And then the final thing, which a lot of people are doing, and that's the silver lining that I want to share for today, is the community coming together and actually working on sewing masks and personal protective equipment for physicians. Now, there is some debate in the scientific community about how effective cloth masks are, but we do know one thing for sure, that they're more effective than having nothing at all.
Yeah, that's important. I put on my Instagram, please go to it, a PDF. It's free on how to sew a mask. If you're a seamstress or seamster or your costumer, it's really important. I know Hollywood, all the costumers are going together to sew masks, as well as Christian Siriano. Another headline, doctor, is Rudy Gobert, one of the first NBA players to test positive for COVID-19, is now saying his symptoms include loss of smell and taste for as long as 4 days. Is this something new, or is this something we knew could happen?
No, in fact, we're just learning this today. So the head of the British Rhinological Society, which is the Nose Society of England, actually issued a statement over the weekend explaining what does this. Now, we've all experienced loss of taste and loss of smell when we have a cold. But the interesting thing with COVID-19 is that you can actually have a loss of these as the first manifestation of the virus. So even before you have that nasal congestion, before you have any other symptoms. And some of the studies are showing that up to 1/3 to 2/3 of people will actually present with this as either their only symptom or as their first symptom. So the guidance is really, if you do experience a loss of taste or smell, assume you have the COVID infection and isolate yourself.
Wow. Thanks, Doc. I'm going to jump in right now because we want to get to our viewer questions. We really appreciate them, guys. Keep them coming. Keep them coming. Brenda asks, do I need to be washing my hair every day? It's a good question.
Yeah, that is good.
So great question. So hair is one of those soft surfaces that we don't know how long virus sticks on, and it's different whether it's attached to your head or it's on a surface. It's probably longer if it's sitting on a surface. But it's also, depending on the length of your hair, something that can touch other surfaces and get contaminated. So I would say if you're in a high risk setting, like you're a healthcare worker or you're still going to work every day, then you probably should be washing your hair every day.
Okay,
but
that's
if you've
good.
been mostly home, then I think it's probably okay to do the usual.
Okay, that's good. Rich is wondering, can he contract the coronavirus at the gas pump?
I wonder that too.
That's me too.
Absolutely, because you're touching that plastic. And remember what we talked about on plastic, it can last for up to 3 days. So if somebody sneezes or coughs in their hand, pumps their gas, and then you come 5 minutes later, touch that plastic, and then rub your nose, you can absolutely catch that.
Wow, that's amazing. All right, guys, well, keep writing in. We got you on Facebook. We got you on YouTube. Dr. Coley is standing by. Thank you for being here, and thanks for being a spokesperson for all our hardworking nurses and doctors. It is not easy, and we cannot give enough thanks. With our gratitude, thank you, Dr. Coley. Now, if you want more information about the coronavirus, go to cdc.gov or the World Health Organization's website. And remember, what do I always say? No panic, right?
That's right.
I do this weird shrug
I do have a
thing.
question. Does Dr. Coley know that the show's adopted her?
She's like part
she's
of
our
it.
doctor now.
Is she still on? Oh,
She
good.
can still hear us. Yeah, she's ours.
Oh,
You can't go
man,
anywhere.
That's great. Well, we're embarrassed, so we'll be right back.
Promotional consideration is brought to you by
Welcome back to DBL. Right now, it is more important than ever to disinfect your home. But when it comes to your car, what's the best way to get rid of those germs? Well, we're sharing some tips in today's Mac and Cheese DBL's Drive. Presented by who, y'all?
CarShield.
All right, first off, you want to clean the spots you touch daily, but especially the steering wheel. Did you know it contains up to 7 times the germs found on a public toilet seat?
I do now.
Wow. Ooh. For cleaning products to be effective, remember, you need to leave the product on the surface for 3 minutes or allow that baby to just air dry. You know what I'm saying? I like a good air dry.
All right, yeah, I keep wipes in the car, and just like if I'm stuck in traffic, I'll just wipe the steering wheel down, wipe the gear shift off.
What a fun little moment for you.
Yeah, I kind of like having a nice clean car.
Yeah, you do. The CDC also has an online list of all cleaning products that can kill the coronavirus. But when it comes to sensitive items like buttons and switches, spray the product into the towel first and then wipe, and that way you won't oversaturate those spots. And for peace of mind, what do we always say? Get a protection plan, an auto one, with CarShield. CarShield protects their members from the high cost of auto repairs. So call 1-800-505-9619 for a free quote. Al, how do you do a little wipe?
I got the monthly car wash, because it pays off if you get your car washed at least once a week.
Oh, that's smart.
And then when I'm sitting in traffic, like I said, I'll take the wipes, the disinfection wipes, and do the wheel and the gear shift, and I'm ready to go.
Are you saying you're so fresh and so clean?
I am.
Wow, good reference. Reminder, we're here on Facebook and
timely.
YouTube. Search Daily Blast Live. We'll see you same time, same place tomorrow.